Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It is 9 o'clock on a Sunday. It's time for a review show special. And today I'm doing a review show special on something that has been requested over and over and over again, which is Envylope 2. It's just been re-released by Penguin Magic. It's from Brandon David Chris Turchi, and it is creating a buzz around the whole of the magic industry. Lots of people are talking about it on the Magic Cafe. Lots of people are talking about it on Facebook. It's been #1 on the Penguin charts for a very, very long time, which is pretty cool, especially as this is a re-release from an older item. Now, I remember when Envylope 1 came out, it came out through Paul Harris Presents, from memory serves me. And everybody performed it when it first came out, and then it's been unavailable for a long time. And it's a little bit like what I talk about in the Hidden Gems series. You know, new people that are coming into Magic, they look for that latest and greatest thing, and they forget about the classics that have come out over the previous years, decades, and this is a perfect example. It's not been available, no one has been able to buy it, and now Penguin have come out with version 2 on Envylope 2. So, what is it? What are the changes, and is it worth buying? Well, if you don't know what Envylope is, or Envylope 2 in this case, I'm going to do a performance to Jack so you can see exactly what it is and what the effect is. So let's play that performance. Once I've done the performance, we'll talk about exactly what it is and what you get. 52 playing cards. 52 cards, 52
possibilities.
You know the lines. You could go and do a gig now, Jack. Maybe we'll do a documentary. Anyway, Jack off. Anyway, you're gonna grab a card. Simple things. You're going to grab a card, any one that you want to, but don't turn it over just yet. Just touch it. That one there?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, it's really important that you realise you have a free choice. By the way, I forgot to mention to you, I have an envelope here. This is the envelope of mystery. Ooh, ah.
It's my birthday one.
No, I didn't even know it's your birthday. But it's the envelope of mystery. That goes into my back pocket. We'll get back to that a little bit later on. Now, before we do anything else, are you happy with that card, or would you like a different card? You can take a different one if you want to.
I'll stick with that one.
Okay, I'm going to give you a pen. I'm going to look away. What I want you to do is write your name on the face of the card. Not on the back, on the face. Not on your face, on the face of the card.
It's on the back, yeah?
On the face. On the face. Sign that card. And stop talking. Sign the card if you can, please. Underneath, put your bank account number and sort code. That'd be good. PIN number, all that fun stuff.
I don't know off the top of my head.
What use are you? Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Wonderful. Can you? I'll put the card away in the deck. Can you recap the pen so you don't get ink on my incredibly expensive close-up pad? That would be amazing. The card goes about halfway down. Now, your job is to watch the deck. Can you do that for me?
Yeah, I see it.
It's going to happen on the count of 3. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, and just like that, what happens is the cards turn into an envelope. But there's a reason that they turn into an envelope, and the reason is very simple. You see, look, if I just open up this envelope, you can see that inside there is actually one card and one card only. It's the card that you wrote your name on, Jack. And the reason is, over here in my back pocket, I actually have the rest of the deck.
Did that happen?
That's my... What?
How did that happen?
Well, it's magic. You do realise you're watching a magic show, right? So that was a performance of Envylope 2. Now, as you can imagine, with Penguin, the packaging is great. Everything comes in here. You get everything that you need to perform the routine. All you need on top of this is a deck of cards, and you're good to go. And my gimmick was in red-backed. I imagine they've got blue back versions, I'm not too sure, but you get everything that you need in here other than a deck of cards. Now, first of all, let's talk about the differences between the original envelope and Envylope 2. So there's a couple of big differences, and the first big difference is it's now a locking gimmick. So in other words, that moment that you saw in the performance where you take the deck of cards and it turns into an envelope, that moment, once that's done in the old version, you had to hold things pretty tightly. But in the new version, everything's locked in place, which means that you can throw the envelope up in the air, spin it and catch it. In fact, I think it's Brandon David that talks about doing that on the actual tutorial. So that locking system really does add something to the routine. Now, as well as the locking system, the other difference is the way that the gimmick is constructed and the way the gimmick is made allows you to show the backs of the cards at the just before the change into the envelope. And that moment there where you pull the cards back and you spread them out, a little bit like Panic, where you show that all of the cards are there. That moment wasn't able to be done in the original version, but because of how the envelope has been created, you can do that in the new version. And don't underestimate the power of that. Having the ability to apparently show the entire deck of cards just seconds before the change is incredible. Now, Michael, who works in this office with me in the marketing department, he'd never seen this before. He's seen quite a lot of Magic, and his eyes literally popped out his head when he first saw this. He was like, what? It's not the sort of thing that you expect to have happen. If you've seen a lot of Magic, you're not going to expect an entire deck to turn into an envelope. It's just something that doesn't happen. So the fact that you can show that deck of cards just seconds before the deck changes is a real added bonus to Envelope 2. But those are the two main differences. Now, what do you get in terms of the tutorial? Well, the tutorial is long. It's a couple of hours long. Now, the first half an hour, 40 minutes, is with Nick Locapo, and everybody knows that I'm a big fan of Nick's. He is, as far as I consider, one of the, if not the best frontmen in this industry. I think he is to Penguin what Javier is to Murphy's, and he always does a fantastic job. So you see a lot of live performances from Nick going out in various different bars around Columbus, performing it and getting great reactions. People are running away, freaking out. And just so you know, I filmed with Penguin a lot. Those reactions are 100% genuine. 100% genuine. There are no faked reactions when you go out and perform. They literally just rock up to a bar, go and perform some magic for people, and the reactions are what the reactions are. And you see the reactions in this, and the reactions are warranted, because that moment in the routine where the deck changes into the envelope, nobody ever sees that coming. Even though you say, I'm going to put this envelope in your pocket, I think a lot of people are thinking, oh, the card's going to go in the envelope, especially as you say that. And then that moment where the deck turns into the envelope, man, it's killer. But anyway, there's a load of live performances by Nick. Then you have Nick in the studio going through everything. So he does an unboxing. He talks about the gimmick. By the way, the gimmick has a regular envelope as well. So you get a matching regular envelope as well as the gimmick. And it's made out of Tyvek. It's going to last a long time. They have made everything out of Tyvek to last, I'm not going to say a lifetime, but Tyvek is going to last a very long time. I've been playing around with this for about a week now, and it's looking as good as new. So you get the gimmick and the matching envelope in Tyvek. So he does an unboxing. He talks about the gimmick. He talks about how it works. He talks about how to operate it. And then he goes through a simple handling. The routine that you just saw me perform is the very simple handling. Even though it looks like you've got incredible skill, it's not a very difficult routine to do at all, because the moment where you have to do a move, the only moment in the routine that you have to do a move, that's when they're signing the card. And Nick goes, hey, I'm just going to turn around for a minute so I don't see the card. Can you sign it for me? And in that moment, that's when the move takes place. So it's completely covered naturally under natural organic misdirection. But we'll get into other handlings in a minute. Then once that's done, he goes through, so the really simple handling. As I say, it's as close to self-working as you're going to get. And then talks about various different ways of making the trick examinable. Now, if you saw the Q&A that I filmed this morning, I talked about examinability, and I used Envelope 2 as an example. As a performer, I definitely plan on performing this. I love this. I definitely 100% plan on performing this. Now, as a performer that performs in a real world environment, I'm not worried about that envelope being examined at all, because the heat is not going to be on the envelope. It's going to be the deck that I pull out the pocket, and it's going to be on the signed card. It's definitely not going to be on the envelope. So I'm not going to even worry about that, having that envelope examined. When you take the card out the envelope is not examined. However, the heat is not on there. Having said that, if you perform socially or that sort of thing concerns you, Nick goes through several different ways that you can actually end with the deck and the envelope and everything completely examinable. There's one very simple handling which just makes absolute sense. You take the card out of the envelope and you just reach into the pocket and take out the deck, and then that moment everything is examinable. Very, very cool thinking, very great thinking. So there's a lot of different ways that you can make this examinable. The reset is almost instantaneous. You can reset the trick in about 5 or 6 seconds. Now, in the routine that I just showed you, there is a small setup, but again, the setup only takes a couple of seconds. It's a setup that you could get into on the fly if you want to, although I think this can make a really good opener. But it's a 2-second setup. Now, the way that the deck is set up, the way that Nick did it, and the way that I plan on doing it, you can't show the bottom of the deck at the beginning. But again, that's not an issue because this is what I consider to be an opening routine. Now, for anybody who's concerned about any of the stuff that I went through, that's where Brandon David and Chris Turchi come in. They've got an entire 1 hour section where they talk about alternate handlings and very different ways of doing this. And you can see that Brandon and Chris have worked on this over the last 15, 20 years, and they've come up with some incredible ways of doing this. Now, to be honest, they are clever, they are wonderful, and I think that a lot of people that are watching this project are going to go with that route, are going to go down that route. I just know that Nick's simple handling is going to work, so that's probably what I'm going to use. But Chris and Brandon go through how to have the deck shuffled at the beginning and examined at the beginning, how to load the gimmick on in the middle of the performance, how to have the deck covered so everything can be shown at the beginning. He talks about how to actually go from the moment where Nick turns around to have the card signed, how to do that in full view of everybody without anybody seeing a thing. He talks about various different ways of doing the vanish, various different ways of making the card vanish, various different ways of turning the cards into the envelope. No stone is left unturned. I'll be honest, when I was watching the tutorial, I saw Nick do his thing and I was like, why are Chris and Brandon even presenting this now? Everything that I need to know, I knew from Nick. And then I watched the next hour and I was like, okay, now I understand. Now it makes sense. Now I get why they've got Chris and Brandon on, not only as creators, but their section was really informative and will allow you to take Envelope 2 and go from performing a very simple trick to going performing an absolute masterclass. And I love the way that you do that. You know, for people that just want instant gratification, Nick's there to go through everything and just get you up and running as quickly as possible. But then you've got Chris and Brandon who take over and they take things into an entire different direction. So, yeah, I mean, there's nothing really else to say. The gimmicks are incredibly well made. You can see that they're all handmade. They're made out of Tyvek. They're going to last a very long time. It's not difficult to do, although if you want to go through more advanced sleight of hand, you can do so. You can get into it on the fly. You don't need a table. It's examinable at the end if you want it to be. It's an almost instant reset. It packs small. It plays big. And I think the best part about Envelope 2 is the moment where the deck turns into the envelope. Nobody sees that coming. And it's just that incredible moment. And as I say, when Michael's eyes popped out, it said to me, okay, this is a winner. This is a keeper. And they just don't expect it. And I think that that's the moments that we want to give our audiences, right? So yeah, Envelope 2.0 from Penguin is an incredible product. It really is. I think there's a reason why everyone's talking about it. It allows you to look very, very skillful with the deck of cards, whilst in reality, it's not even that hard to do. I'm going to give this 100% because I know I'm going to be performing it. In fact, I jumped on Penguin the other day after I watched this and realized how good this was. I jumped on and ordered another one because whenever I buy something that I really like, no matter how good the gimmick's made, I always buy a second one just in case I'm ever in a situation where I haven't got it anymore. And so it got the ultimate thumbs up from me, and that I went on and bought a second one just in case. Love this. Going to give it 100%. You can get it from Penguin Magic and anywhere that Penguin Magic wholesales to. But if you're wanting a commercial piece of magic that packs small, plays big, and is super commercial, then this is something you want to consider picking up. It's Envelope 2.0 by Brandon David, Chris Turchi, and Penguin Magic. So there you go, guys. That's another review show special in the bag. Do me a favor, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Now, you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I'm going to be back again tomorrow at 9 o'clock with another video, and I'm going to be back all next week with videos. You know, we're not going anywhere here on Magic TV. If you haven't already done so, go check out the Netrix. It's www.thenetrix.com. You can also go check out my online store at www.magictv.org. There's a lot going on right here at Magic TV, so you want to sign up for anything, go right ahead. If not, I'll be back here again very, very soon. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again. My name's Craig from Magic TV.
Close. It's going to happen quick. It happens on the count of one.
Yeah, right. I'm looking, bro. It's not going nowhere.
You missed it. Wait. Did you see?
Nah.
This is the envelope. If the envelope is here, that means that your card would be here. And Daniel, if this is here, that means the deck is here, right?
Wait, what?
Right? Crazy.
What are you doing?
full deck of cards visually morphs into an envelope containing their signed card. This is Envylope by Brandon David and Chris Turchi.
Watch close. 3.
9 years ago, we released an effect called Envylope. And literally, since that day, we have been diligently working on trying to make it better for us and for you guys.
And get this, remember the signed card I put in the...
Powerful, versatile, and easy to do. This might be the perfect card trick. Here's what happens. You hand the spectator an envelope to examine and place it in your pocket. Then, any card is selected, signed, and placed back into the center of the deck. Then you explain that you're going to make the signed card vanish and reappear in the envelope in your pocket. And then it happens. The full deck visually morphs into the envelope right in front of their face. You reach into the envelope and pull out their signed card, and the deck of cards has reappeared in your pocket.
If this is here, that means the deck is here, right?
Envylope 2 comes with a newly designed deck vanishing device that can be added to any red deck. It's made from the highest quality materials, easy to handle, and built to last. And finally, people just lose their minds over this trick. You'll get jaw-dropping reactions, runaways, stunned silence. I promise you will see it all. This is a must-have for every magician. This is Envylope 2 by Brandon David and Chris Turchi.